Hey creeps, it's Cameron again, and welcome back to my channel where I talk about books, movies, writing, and all things spooky. On today's episode of Library Macabre, I will be reviewing Practitioners by Matt Hayward and Patrick Lacey. A dream is a strange beast, but it is definitely not a stranger to horror. The genre is heavily saturated with tales of nightmarish terrors. So the question is, does Practitioners by Matt Hayward and Patrick Lacey stand out in the crowd? The story follows a police officer named Henry Stapleton who is having a really hard time moving on after the murder of his wife. He begins to experience some very strange waking dreams, so he decides to consult with the new healing center in town, a healing center that focuses on lucid dreaming. However, Henry soon begins to suspect the healing center of having something to do with his dreams in the first place, and possibly having something to do with the recent string of murders in town. Together with his friend and fellow officer George, the two begin to investigate the strange evil that has invaded their town. I have never read a book by Matt Hayward before, so this is my first one. I have heard a lot of praise for his book, What Do Monsters Fear, which was recently nominated for a Bram Stoker Award, and his upcoming book, The Faithful, definitely looks like something I'll have to check out. I have read a book by Patrick Lacey before. I just recently read and reviewed his book, Bonesaw, and I loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun. So the fact that these two were teaming up and writing a book about dreams had me very intrigued. While Practitioners does draw from the whole is this real or is this a dream kind of scenario that you find in movies like A Nightmare on Elm Street and Jacob's Ladder, the book definitely does have some fresh ideas, mostly having to do with grief. What we have in Practitioners is a character, Henry, who has not been having an easy time. He has lost somebody that he loves very much, and I think that a lot of us can relate to that in some way. Henry is a police officer, but he isn't a hero. He is a normal guy with a good head on his shoulders, but he is having a lot of trouble moving on. There were moments in this novel that I was tearing up because I genuinely wanted to see Henry be okay. And not only did I care for Henry as a character, but I also cared for his friend and fellow police officer, George. The two have been partners for a very long time, and their connection to each other is clear from their first scene together. They feel like real friends. They clearly love and respect each other, and that's something very refreshing to read in a book like this, because I have read many books in the past couple of years where police officers are always portrayed as being these vicious, power-hungry, monstrous characters. But in Practitioners, we have two very level-headed, grounded guys who just want to protect the town that they love. And that really is refreshing to see. They aren't written with this kind of angsty hatred toward police officers. They're just normal people. And very much like Henry and George, Matt Hayward and Patrick Lacey, they make a great team. The two of them have managed to put together a very dark and serious story while still managing to entertain above all else. There were only a couple of moments that tripped up the otherwise fast pace, and there were a couple of continuity issues that I found toward the beginning of the book, but Matt Hayward and Patrick Lacey definitely find their footing and launch into this crazy dream world with nightmarish twists. Therefore, it is safe to say that I recommend Practitioners by Matt Hayward and Patrick Lacey. This book is on sale now. I will post links down below in the graveyard where you can order it. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, later creeps.